Good morning, my dear students. A very warm welcome to today's science class. So children, today we are going to do the recapitulation of the chapter Reproduction in Animals. And we have already completed the detailed explanation of this chapter. And this is the last chapter which is going to come for your term 1 examination. So children, let us begin our recap class for the chapter Reproduction in Animals. Now, there are different activities or processes that is going on inside the body of a living organisms. If we take the example of animals, the process like digestion, circulation, excretion, all these processes are taking place inside the body of a living organism, and these processes help us to survive. Yes, these processes help all the animals to survive, and there is another process which is also taking place which helps in the continuity of the similar organism generation after generation. So that process is called reproduction. Reproduction is a process in which animals produce their own kind in order to continue the similar kind of organisms or a particular population generation after generation. So we will be first discussing about the modes of reproduction. So there are two modes of reproduction, that is sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Fine. So I will divide the video into two parts. In first part I will be explaining about the sexual reproduction, that is I will be recapping about the sexual reproduction, and in the second part I will be recapping about the asexual reproduction. Fine. So let us begin with sexual reproduction. So as I have already mentioned that reproduction modes can be two, that is sexual and asexual reproduction. So first we will be discussing about the sexual reproduction. Now in sexual reproduction, what happens is two parents is required, one male and one female. So in sexual reproduction, a male and a female parent is needed. Yes, so the male produces the male gamete called sperm and the female produces the female gamete called egg or ovum. Now let us look at the reproductive organs of the male. So the male reproductive system consists of organs called testes. So these testes are responsible for production of the male gamete called sperm. So sperm is produced in the testes, and the testes are present outside the body of the male because the production of sperm requires a little bit lower temperature than the body temperature. So it is present outside the body. Fine. So along with the sperm, testes also produce sex hormones. They also produce sex hormones called testosterone. Fine. So this is the role of the organ testes in the male reproductive system. Then comes the sperm duct or the vas deferens. Sperm duct is also called the vas deferens. So after the production of the sperm in the testes, from the testes it will come out through the sperm duct, and then it will reach the organ penis through which the sperm will be released. Okay. Then in female body, that is the female reproductive system consists of ovary. Ovary is the organ in which the eggs are produced. That means there are many eggs present inside the ovary, but one egg at a time matures and it comes out of the ovary, and this process is called ovulation. So after coming out of the ovary, they move towards the oviduct. Oviduct is a duct, or the fallopian tube is a tube-like structure which carries the egg from the ovary to the uterus. Okay, so these are the organs which is responsible for the formation of the female gamete, and also it releases the female gamete into the uterus. Yes, so the female gamete is called egg or ovum. Now, after the release of the gametes, what happens? So in sexual reproduction, as I have already said, that it is a process of reproduction in which the male gamete and the female gamete fuses with each other. So the sexual reproduction begins with the fusion of the male and the female gamete. Yes, so after the production of the sperm from the male body and the egg from the female body, yes, the egg from the female body and the sperm from the male body, if it happens to meet each other, yes, so the sperm which is produced from the male body, the sperm which is a male gamete, and the egg which is the female gamete, if it happens to meet each other, they will fuse with each other. Okay, they will fuse with each other. Yes, and remember that sperm and egg are what? Single cell. So the sperm has a structure which is divided into three parts, that is the head, which has the nucleus, the middle portion which has the mitochondria which gives energy to the sperm to live, and the tail part will help it to swim towards the egg. On the other hand, egg is larger than the sperm because it contains nutrient for the developing embryo. Okay, so if the sperm and the egg happens to meet, yes, then the process of fertilization takes place. So the fusion of the male and the female gamete is called fertilization. Now, this fertilization can happen inside the body of the female, or it can happen outside the body of the female. So when it happens inside, it is called internal fertilization, and when it happens externally, it is called external fertilization. Right? So internal fertilization takes place in case of mammals like human, dog, cat, but external fertilization does not take place in case of human. External fertilization takes place in case of toad, frog, fish. Yes, so in external fertilization, what happens is the female will release the egg outside its body, and then the male will also release the sperm on the egg, and it requires a medium to do that. So the medium is usually water. So the frog, fish, toads, they will release the egg. The female will release the egg in the water, and also the male will release the sperm, and outside the body the fertilization process takes place. Fertilization process is same, fusion of the male and the female gamete, but only the site of fertilization is different. One is inside the female body, another is outside the female body. Yes, so after the fertilization, the fused egg and the sperm forms a structure called zygote. So by now you have understood that reproduction, in the mode of sexual reproduction, fertilization takes place, that is the fusion of the male and the female gamete, and then the zygote is formed. After the zygote is formed, the zygote will re-divide several times. Since zygote is a single cell structure, so it will re-divide to form a ball-like structure which is called embryo. Now embryo is multicellular. So this embryo can develop outside the body of the female or inside the body of the female. In case of human, the embryo develops inside the body of the female. After the fusion of the male and the female gamete, the zygote is formed and the zygote will travel towards the uterus of the female. Yes, while it is traveling towards the uterus of the female, it will divide and re-divide. So once it reaches the uterus, then the embryo implants itself to the inner lining of the uterus. So at this stage, the embryo is still dividing, and when the embryo divides and redivides to form different tissues and organs and all the body parts of the baby, the human baby is formed, then that stage of embryo is called the fetus. So the development continues inside the uterus for around 9 months, and after that it is delivered from the body of the mother. Yes, so this is what happens in the development of embryo in case of human. Fine. Embryo also develops in case of hens, but it develops outside the body of the female hen. So when the fusion takes place inside the body of the female hen, the zygote is formed, same procedure, and then the zygote redivides to form the embryo. But when the embryo moves through the oviduct, it will form layers around it. So that layers which is formed around it slowly becomes hard and it forms the shell. So when it forms the shell, the hen is ready to lay the eggs. Yes, so the hen lays the egg and then the embryo begins to develop inside the egg, outside the female hen. Yes, but the hen has to sit on the egg to incubate it, to warm it so that the embryo develops properly. And then after around 3 weeks, that is 21 days, the egg will hatch and the chick will come out of it. Yes, but in case of frog and toad, what happens is the fertilization also takes place outside the body. After the fertilization, the embryo develops inside the egg. But in case of these animals, the egg is not covered by hard shell. Instead, it is protected by jelly-like substance. Yes. So, since the fertilization in animals like frog, fish happens outside the body, the number of eggs which is laid by these animals are much more larger. They lay eggs in hundreds. But in case of hen, since fertilization takes place inside, the hen can lay eggs 1 or 2 at a time. Yes, so the number of eggs laid by the animals like frog, then fish are much more larger than hen. Why? Because external fertilization takes place and there is a great chance that the other animals living in the water feed on the egg, or due to the fast flow of the water, the egg can be taken away to some other place. So there are very less chance of survival. So the number of eggs laid is more. Now the animals which lay egg are called oviparous animals, and the animals which give birth to young ones is called viviparous animals. Fine. Now after the frog lays the egg, fusion takes place and the embryo is formed. Embryo develops to form the baby frog, which is called tadpole. And you might have seen that the tadpole is very different from its parent. The baby frog is very different from the adult, and there is a drastic change which takes place from the stage at which it hatches from the egg till it becomes an adult, and this process is called metamorphosis. So metamorphosis is not seen in human or in hen. When the egg of a hen hatches, the chick which comes out looks similar to the parent. Yes, there is no change in the body structure. Similarly, when a human baby is born, the body structure looks similar to the parent. Yes, so metamorphosis do not take place in case of hen and human. It does not take place in hen even though it is oviparous animals. Yes, so metamorphosis takes place only in case of few animals like frog. Yes, and then moth also. Moth also lays egg, and from the egg the larva hatches out, and the larva changes into pupa, and then the pupa changes into a beautiful moth. Yes, so this is how sexual reproduction takes place in animals. So with this we come to the end of the first part of the recap of the chapter reproduction in animals.